Hi guys! Time to translate this energy for this weekend, which I'm actually feeling good about. I feel like there has been a nice transition. And we're gonna confirm it with the cards. I might use all my decks. I'm gonna use the magic deck, traveling deck, and the tarot. So let's get started. I think I'm gonna start off with traveling deck. Complement of shadow. So let's get started. I got the phone super zoomed in on me, but it's okay. This must be up close and personal. And it's still the same way. That's intriguing. I had to show you my ring. Around it is dark, but it's like a bright color coming out of it, which is kind of intriguing. Well, it is intriguing. Actually, it is. It's all the way pink now. It's a transition. Like, energy is getting better. Something that was dark is becoming light. I think that is so awesome that it's this color right now. Before I started, I had moisturized my hands. I looked down like, this is a nice color. I have a mood ring. Compliments my goddess tattoo. Be on guard. The first card we get is be on guard. That's super interesting because today I gotta write it down. I still didn't write it down, but I was feeling the need to let guard down. Like, people want to help, but you gotta guard up so you are defensive. And I actually played that out within myself today. Somebody was trying to help me, and I got defensive by it. Then I had backtracked, and I realized, oh my god, you were trying to freaking help me. It was kind of like I had to give myself a slapping, but a laugh at the same time, because the way I responded, it wasn't in a bad way. It just was like, oh my god, how intriguing. You really were helping me. I made the wrong freaking turn. And this is saying be on guard. We're gonna keep going though. This is weekend energy. What else we got? Slow down and listen. That's exactly what that freaking is. Slow down and listen. That's exactly what just happened to me. It's so intriguing. I didn't slow down and listen. I just seen somebody saying something to me, and I'm like, oh, what? You know what? Actually, just pray for me. Make sure I'm good. That was me being defensive, being on guard. Instead of slowing down and listening, you realize they were actually helping you. You actually went past your turn in the same spot that they were trying to get your attention at, but you weren't listening. Hello, God. Flipped right on up at the top. That's that light in the dark. If you got a guard up, you're going to miss a lot. God's special helpers. Stop, wait, and go. Are you flying past stop signs or what? That's our traveling energy. Which is really intriguing because I swear I just played that all out. Now I'm going to move over to tarot. Life have ways of repeating itself. That's the intriguing part. And I say that just because I felt like I played this out today. I might didn't see nothing yet. It might play out again Saturday. Who knows, you know? But then again, I do know that there's parts of a maze and certain people get there first, but there are people behind you that's going to stumble into the same aspect. That's why I don't mind sharing and doing what I do, is because I use a review mirror understanding for the ones coming, so they don't stumble into the same pothole that I did, you know? Standing out in obstacles. This is part of the last translation I did recently. You're standing out. Well, somebody keeps saying left out too. That's the intriguing part. You're standing out and you feel left out. Standing out and you feel left out. It's giving me the energy. I had to take a deep breath in it. It's giving me the energy though. I hear people, what's at the bottom? Something being offered to you and you're not wanting it. The foundation is being offered and somebody's not wanting it. Spiritual journeys, I have experienced it, so I can speak on it. I want to say when you begin to learn your purpose, or you become more aware, awakened, you have to start going on your own. A lot of people around you ain't gonna understand it. It's kind of making me think of a song. I walk alone this lonely road, something like that. I can't think of the rest of the words, but it's that aspect, and that's the energy. You're standing out, but you feel alone. You feel left out. And at the bottom of the deck, we got somebody offering you a foundation. You're not wanting it, but justice is right behind it. It's meant for you. The universe is giving it to you. This is energetically. This is that part of the guard. Something's coming to you, but you got your guard up. It's a lesson repeating. It's just like how I just said, even though I just experienced this, or I feel like I just played this out, like the clock, or the seasons, it comes right on back. And this is the same aspect. Something's being offered to you. It's a foundation. It's something that's going to help you grow. But you had those type of lessons already. That's why you are just like, you gotta guard up. But it's something about the way this person is sitting by the tree. This is a Buddha aspect. It's spiritual. That's what I'm getting at. I don't know if this offering is coming to you physically or energetically. You are feeling this opportunity coming to you. You just not wanting it. Like a thought coming in your head in something, like an idea that could be, how can I explain that? It's like an idea coming through your head and you're like, nah, no, impossible, or nah, I've been there, done it already. It's that. It's got to be energetically. You're receiving, but you're not wanting it. It's not physical. You're not physically seeing somebody give you something. It's the universe communicating with you. The best way I can explain it is Buddha aspect. It is energetically. That's the best way I can explain it. Injustice is right behind there, holding the balance. Alrighty, what else we got in here? And it's kind of intriguing because I've watched another one of my translators. My ponytails are so uneven right now. I put it up here like this because I dipped my hair so it'd be curly, but it was still wet, so I just left it in this style just because it was kind of cute. It is cute, but I just realized I had to move them like that a little bit so they'd be even. But I just watched one of my other translators who do tarot like me. And I noticed that a lot of times when I say it's blooming time, it's the same aspect in how she was explaining as into, because I normally say it's a pregnancy. It's a pregnancy or something is blooming. When I say something is blooming, it's coming in the aspect as into somebody could be awakening or something of that aspect. It's one of those depths. And I was like, how so intriguing? That's exactly what I meant. But it was that aspect. And that's the Magician at the bottom of the deck. Just making things happen. Not anxiety. Please, no more anxiety, Jesus. You can't escape it, but it's right up under the doggone Magician. And then Judgment right up under there. Didn't end them. I'm gonna leave these cards out. I feel like that's important. This is going back to my energy that I just translated for this week. This anxiety. That's why I said, no, Jesus, please, no. There may have been a lesson that still have not gotten done. No, that's good. Pardon me. As my, it's okay. It's being fixed. Your anxiety is coming to an end. I want to say compliments of the Magician. It's going with Judgment. So no worries there. I don't know why I got scared by that, but yeah, I do, because that impacted me a lot. Very, very drainful, I must say. But yeah, your anxiety coming to an end for sure. I said, no, Jesus, please, no. But no worries. Okay, moving on. Seekers, we got Seekers. Somebody's gonna be coming to you for enters. Oh man, I don't know about this one. This is not a good one. This is going in gossip category. It's not beneficial. It seems like it's gonna be more harmful, but they say all gossip is good gossip. I'm just saying, but this is not coming off like it's good. Whoever's coming to is a gossip aspect. When I think of gossip, it normally either operates off of pain or some untruth to me. But I'm getting that pain. It's a pain aspect. But it could be the other way around too. It's not truth in it. It's just nobody knows what it means, but it gets the people going. It's one of those aspects, and they're coming towards you. That's intriguing too, because it's right after. That's intriguing. Yeah, look at that. Where's those numbers? Yeah. Whatever your anxiety is, when it comes to an end, then you're going to have seekers. This gossip team is coming. This gossip team is coming. For sure. Right after your anxiety ends. Yeah. So yeah. Justice. It's justice base. I just seen justice on there too. What was up under the justice? Something was up under. I gotta remember what it just was. Ay. I just seen justice too. It was at the bottom of the deck, and it's funny that it actually came out. It's going with whatever this gossip is. There's justice in it. And it's going with the Magician too. How intriguing. Very intriguing. Okay, let's go right-handed in. They got the balance on there. It's bringing a balance. It's obviously something you need to hear. It may come off bad, because as I was saying, that this gossip that's coming, be on guard. You gotta block up. You're missing it. I won't be surprised if the Hangman come out. You gotta change your perspective. It's just like the travel energy. The King of Wands. You're standing out. This is your spouse. Judgment, King of Wands. And then Justice is doing that. You're having anxiety. You're operating like a magician. You're standing out and you have seekers. Wow. Justice is bringing something to it. And Judgment is your spouse. Your spouse is in judgment. You're having anxiety. Probably because you're operating like a magician and you're standing out and you have seekers, aka gossip, coming towards you. This is making me think of that Lil Wayne song when he's like, it's called Gossip. It's like, gossip, it found me. It's one of those aspects which is causing anxiety. Gossip found me. This is making me think about something. I want to share it right now. Yeah, I do want to share this because it's making me think about spirit and souls and what those actually mean and how it operates. And I got a good example today as to what that means. And a spirit was us pretty much. We're still able to function. And the soul was the other aspect, the eternal aspect. But whether or not that's true, that's just an example somebody gave me. And I was like, that makes kind of sense, you know? But I just feel that energy a lot and how that brings a balance and how it plays out within the human understanding of a connection, which leads to oneness. You got judgment and you got justice that came out. And it's intriguingly based off your spouse and an ending. This is, you can like split this deck right in half. As into your side effects is anxiety and you operating like a magician, like abracadabra, because you know the answers and it's working off a spirit and soul understanding. They're separate but they're together, if that makes sense. I'm scratching my neck because it's intriguing because it's like your spouse could be upset with you because your spouse could feel like you're gossiping about them. That's the intriguing part. But it's like your spouse don't know you then. I hate to laugh. I'm gonna use myself personally. Something I say right from the jump about myself when I'm getting to know someone is I do spiritual work. I say it right off the rip. A lot of people don't know what that means. They normally start wondering what religion I follow, but it's like I do spiritual work, you know. I'm working off the eternal aspect, but I'm physically here with you too, like a bird. You know, birds, they be up in the sky, but they come down here with you, and they go right back on up there. It's that aspect. Or I like to give the example as a Buddha, you know, because to me it symbolized the eternal aspect. And that's where I function very well at. As I say a lot, I'm not really, I don't know if I should even say that. I seem not to operate so well in the physical body. You know, people say I'm behind in a lot of aspects when it comes to that, but the eternal realm, I be on takeoff all the time. Moving on. Moving on. You're in the middle. That's kind of funny because I just said if you split these cards in half, you're in the middle of a situation. One's in the dark and one's obvious. And it's funny, they got the two on here, which is symbolizing the here realm and after realm. Then it's a lot of cards that flipped up. What do I mean flipped up? These all flipped up. Alrighty. They got the Hierophant. While you're in the middle, you got to use your intuition. Intuition to me is your self-conscious, the eternal realm. This aspect. This one is given a lot of guidance. It's your shadow. Okay? You need to learn your shadow. I don't even know if I think it's safe to say that. This is your soul. This is part of my intriguing behavior sometimes, but seriously, you have to get to learn your shadow. I learned a lot of people do not know their shadow. But then again, I've realized a lot of people don't like themselves. And that's a scary aspect. That it got to be. Like, I love myself. I really do. And if you know me and kind of watch me, you probably would think I'm selfish, but it's like, it's not that aspect. It's just, I trust myself. I don't lie to myself. And this is the card I was talking about too. That's so intriguing. I got the goat mouth. It's another phrase I got from somebody. They speak things into fruition quite often. And he was like, man, I got goat mouth. He say something, then it freaking happen. And that's me daily. But this is something blooming, a foundation blooming. This is that energy that I speak of when I say it's normally a pregnancy or something's blooming. It's water base. It's water base. Now love. It's love. Love is blooming. Over on the toaster, it's a heart. Eternal realm have ways of communicating with you, at least me, but I'm sure other people too, with ways to translate aspects. Just like I'm using the cards, but I pretty much said the whole translation before I even started the cards, honestly. I do that also, but you know, this is another aspect just to confirm. But it's the heart over there. Love is blooming. And it's a foundation. That's awesome. Very awesome. You're looking back at something. You have what you need, but you're looking back. And it's kind of intriguing because I'm looking back at a card that I just was speaking of, and it's going with an ending, a death, and anxiety. You looking back, and it's going with this foundation, love. But you have what you need already. I want to confirm this card. It's like you're looking back at two people, but the swords are dropped. This got the 5 on it. I use numbers a lot. Honestly, I learned about numerology and it has helped a lot. Just going with what you having, the anxiety, and then coming to that, you moving forward. but you're looking back. That's probably why I said, "Oh no, Jesus," when I seen that freaking anxiety card. Like, no, do not go back into this energy. Oh man, oh man. I said to say, oh man, Jesus, boy, oh boy. It's kind of like my behavior today, even though how I said in this traveling energy, I feel like I played this out. I would say I felt really good today. Today was an actual good day, I would say. It was a productive day. Okay, let me put it in that form of a way. Other than my behavior that I've been in this energy, um, but being out and about, I didn't want to come back. Like I literally rode right on by, and then I caught myself, and then once I caught myself, I did the same thing again. It's that energy. It's you looking back at pain and anxiety. Juggling. Are we juggling? Ay ay ay. This feels like this is a lot of energy in this one. This is energy, and so you could be juggling, or you having that high moment and then back low, which that's pretty juggling. That's like my ponytails too a little bit. How one was just down like this, put it back together. It's like one moment you're high, the next minute you're low. You're juggling emotions right now, and it's going with you being in the middle of something. This is all water based. This is crossover energy. I went to the cemetery today. I normally visit cemetery a lot. And this is that same energy of being in the middle. It's a transition. It's a transition that's happening or going to happen. Which is making emotions. One moment you high, and the next minute you low. So it would not be surprising if this energy come back. Your emotions, you on a roller coaster. This transition is it's an ending. Physically. Tower. An ending. But it's going to the eternal aspect. This is a sensitive energy. Like delicate. I'm trying very hard to be delicate with it, but I don't want to sugarcoat in it. I have to give honesty in it, but I feel it's very sensitive. Like this energy will put you right back here because you feel like it's gossip on a sensitive topic, and that's not what it's meant to do. Knight of Swords, justice is headed towards you. It's right after the Tower moment. Oh, this is the Eternal Realm. The Eternal Realm is headed right to you. This is night energy. This would be like me headed to you. quickly. It's just as headed to you because it's a transition that's happening. Oh, this is such sensitive energy. Boy, oh boy. I know it's that alone energy. Feel alone. What else we got in here? This energy is so. Be delicate. Trust me, I'm trying really hard. I'm naturally a delicate person, but it's making me want to be very cautious of my words. That's why I said I don't want to have to sugarcoat. Sugarcoating is not being honest. And I love some sugar, trust me. But this aspect is just like it's the only one way I can give it. Headed somewhere. It's a lot of water based. Oh, happy ending. You headed to a happy ending. How excelente. And that's going with your spouse. That's so nice. You standing out or feeling left out. That's the standing out energy. And your spouse. Yeah, made it to the other side. That's so excelente. And they got the 4 on. I seen another 4. It's going with the ending. Did I see another 4? But yeah, you're headed somewhere. Are you taking somebody? Somebody taking you somewhere. I think I want to confirm that. That's in the dark too. Somebody's taking you somewhere. This one says your spouse. I feel energetically. It might be physical, but even how I just sat there and said the Knight of Swords is headed to you, it's in the dark energy. This is this aspect headed to you, but it's in this form. Very intriguing. You're working on something. And it's obvious. I got the 7 on. It's obvious. I think that might be it for now. I gotta still do the magic deck. I am do the doggone magic deck. But this is actually good energy, I would say. Delicate for sure. But overall, it's good. I want to say there's nothing to worry about. Even though that's like, I don't want to say it's easier said than done. But it's like, what? I don't know if that even makes sense. But it's like, you're not going anywhere. But that's the intriguing part. Like, you're still going to be there. This question comes down to be, how deep is your love? That you will recognize, I'm still here. If they think you disappeared, you should question the love for sure. You're bound. That's so awesome that came out. You're bound to this person. You're stuck. Not going anywhere. And it's funny because one of the people getting the fire put to their tushy, but it's bringing growth on the other side. And you're working and manifesting. That makes me have to give a look in the eye. What your career aspect, you receive in that aspect. Balance is, this is a balance. This is meant to bring a balance, and it's going with the spirit and soul understanding. And I have to admit, I'm still learning. It just came to my mind today, honestly. What's the difference between the two? So I got to figure out how to operate and all that. Which I thought about, and I think I figured it out, honestly. In interactions that I have with people and the connections I have with them, I see where they play a big part in that understanding. So that's actually nice for me to know. I can be able to explain it better later on because it just came to my mind. I just had a recognition of it. So talk about that again at another time. Ace of Wands. You're being able to manifest. That's why you're standing out. You were given this. It seemed like this was already given, but it could be another one. You can never have enough. Because what the universe is giving you a chance to manifest, but you already standing out within that manifestation, but you feel lonely in it. But it's going with your spouse. Maybe your spouse can be coming towards you, because there is headed somewhere energy. Or somebody taking you somewhere. See what the magic deck got for us really quick. Oh, 37 minutes. It's not that bad. Huh. This got both. This got the. I was about to say this got both sides and it got both sides on it. You're reflecting somebody in the same exact freaking aspect. Speaking of magic deck. And I want to say whatever is going on, your career aspect where you're able to work and manifest at the same time. Well, I want to say it's the way you receive energy. You're reflecting somebody in that same exact form. That's awesome. The magic deck is being all magical. The magician card did come out too. That's awesome. That's super awesome. I feel like my lips getting a little dry. Give me some of that moisture. Let's drink some milk. Drink some milk. I went and got me some oatmeal milk again. Original form is an original form. There's an original form of communication going on. Why are them people running? I said, why are them people running? It's that guard. And once it's going with the seeking, somebody's getting scared by this aspect. And the card came out again. That is so freaking awesome. Look at that same card again. Are you reflecting somebody in the same aspect? Y'all able to do the same exact thing? Like y'all mirroring each other. Came out again. One of you are in this aspect. And it's going with Matilda. I think I'm saying her name right. I hope I'm saying her name right. The lady with the snakes in her doggone head. This one is at standout moment. So I explained this before. This energy. The hair meaning. It's a spiritual aspect. How it can hit so many different aspects. It's like a metaphor for it. The way I'm explaining it. It can do a whole lot. And it's kind of funny a little bit. I keep looking at myself. I can't help it. It's water based. It's a lot of water in this energy. It's like water is balancing things. It's the eternal aspect. Hello, guys. That's so awesome. I tell you no lie. Magic deck gets straight to it. Last but not least. That's super cool too. I noticed the clock says 1, 2, 3. It's in perfect order. We just changed now. It's 1, 2, 3, 4. But it said 1, 2, 3. Last but not the least. 3. Father, Son, Holy Spirit. 2. Here and after. 1. Here. Here. Meet after. Or it could be vice versa. Vice versa. But it's based off the Father, Son, and Holy Spirit. Fortune telling. I feel like this is going with energy of your career. You're able to see into the future. He's looking into his hand and he's able to see. What is this energy? I'm not sure of that energy. We're going to go to tarot for that. I still don't understand it. One is coming off like it's a lot of obstacles. The magic deck is saying it's a bunch of obstacles. And tarot is saying something's being offered to you, which actually came out in the... Hello, words. Wake up. Hello, words. Wake up. But it came out a little bit ago. I think it was at the bottom of the deck or something like that. But, you're not wanting... It's love. It's the love base. Love is coming to you and you're not wanting it. You seem like you experienced some things already. And now that the universe is giving it to you, you're not wanting it. That's what the tarot deck is saying. The magic deck is saying there's a lot of obstacles. That makes sense now. It's a lot of obstacles. You got a defense up right now. Alrighty. Alrighty. That's understandable with this energy. Where are these coming from? These ones, okay, I already grabbed them. Let's see, what is those? Spell casting. Are we working on rituals? There's ritual working time. You either should or you are. One of the two. And this is getting outside too. This is rituals. Meditating. You need to meditate. Rituals and rituals and manifestation are going together. These two go together. And it's going within the same energy as into love based and obstacles. Those all go together. It's a ritual you have to deal with a person, but you're not accepting it because you got obstacles in your way. There's other things that got your attention, which is probably that emotional juggle right now situation where you're missing your balance of understanding. It's like lessons, school aspect, I have to say. It's kind of funny for me to speak about this because it's not really not. I learn every day. I really do. I say I know everything. I really do. I just told my son I know everything because I'm normally always right, but I'm still learning. And I say normally because I do second guess sometime, or I do have guards up because I want to say went through lessons, but how can I word that one? I feel like I can use that example, but I'm not sure how to word it. I went through lessons, but I may probably got hurt in it, obviously. And instead of learning it again, I'm just like, not tricking me again, not tricking me again. But it's like it's be way more smoother. Once you learn the lesson, once you learn why it wasn't even painful, because that's what I have learned. Like anything that I have experienced, if I was even upset by it, once I learned it, I realized it wasn't even a painful situation. That'd be the intriguing part, honestly. But it's that aspect. But there's definitely supposed to be rituals happening right now for sure. And it's going with meditating. This is feeling very witchy. It's making me think of like cults and stuff. That they just be doing circles and all that little stuff. But I'm gonna move on past that aspect. I really ain't too sure of all that aspect, but I do know about it, and it's supposed to be happening right now. If it's not, I said I'm gonna move on past that aspect. I get myself chuckles. On an adventure, you're gonna be learning, honeys. I'm just being sarcastic, but on an adventure awaits you. You're gonna be doing some new learning. Let's see what we got at the bottom of the deck, then I'm gonna wrap it up. Because the energy is quite good. There has been a transition. That's the best part. But it's a roller coaster. It's kind of intriguing because I did speak of my lips. Okay, they're still good. I'm so used to having them either extra polished or having some type of moisture on it. So when they look normal, it gets me a little bit, but it's okay. Gotta love your whole self, honey. I'm going to get some lip stuff. Hold on. Seriously, I love myself enough to know that was fooleries. So, yeah. Ha! I just tried it. It didn't even work. Fooleries. So one of those, when you know better, you do better. And if you love yourself, why you letting your lips be all dry then, huh? Fooleries. Boy, oh boy. My behavior gets to be intriguing sometimes. What was I talking about, though? My behavior gets to be intriguing sometimes. I have an awesome personality, but I do speak in third party to myself a lot. And it does make sense because like I wouldn't be able to do this if I didn't. I'm definitely communicating with something that's not there, that you don't see, but I know is there. But that's what they call a mental illness. But it's nothing but the spiritual base. Like if any of my believers have a hard time in that aspect of understanding, then they better start shopping at Hot Topic. Okay, moving on, Jesus. What was I just talking about? On an adventure. I was just talking about something, but my lips gone and got me. I think that might be it, honestly. This is at the bottom of the deck is standing out energy. Once again, which I think that was the first card. That you're standing out. But it's within your manifestation, but you feel lonely. I think that's it for now. I was talking about that. About how the energy has transitioned. You know, there is moving forward. In the roller coaster, that's what I was talking about. One of my translations, I spoke of a roller coaster. Have you entered the roller coaster yet? And this feels like you have entered the roller coaster. Up and down emotions. Up, down, smooth, and maybe down. Oh man, it might be exactly that way since I just said it too. Ay ay ay. But I feel like it's gonna be the same aspect. Up, you know. I want to say that's just life, but this is a different aspect a little bit. But it's still just life. It's life, but you are on a roller coaster, so understand that if you're feeling amazing today, you could feel amazing tomorrow, and then the next day you're on team. I'm crying a lot, or I'm sleepy a lot, and it's not that you're drained. It's just suppressed emotions. It's something I speak of a lot, honestly, within myself, because I know it's within myself, and anybody who knows me, which not that many people do, honestly. I normally state it myself, but I do share a lot, but a lot of people seem not to pay attention. Because I am a sharing machine, but I kind of forgot what I was about to say. Maybe I shared too much, huh? Ay, ay, ay. Gonna forgot. Eternal aspect and removed it out my doggone head. Because I really forgot. And it's late too. It might be time for me to go to sleep. I feel my eyes getting on ching ching. See, that's a whole new day. It's the weekend. Our energy is here. um, but it's the roller coaster aspect. Um, but it's going with the emotions. The emotions are causing this. So I guess we can figure out a name to this roller coaster. What kind of roller coaster is this? Metaphorically, I've been wanting to get on some roller coasters. I've been seeking to go to like Kings Island or something like that. Six Flags. I don't think I've ever been to Six Flags, but I really have been craving that. But when you are a lonely machine like me, you don't have any friends. I don't know how fun it is to go by yourself. On top of that, you don't have a vehicle, so thank God life is a roller coaster. Yeah, yeah. I feel like I'm just rambling now a little bit, but that's serious business. I can see what type of roller coaster is this. I might have to even look up some roller coasters to see, how extreme this is going to be for the forecast. All I know, yeah, the roller coaster has begun, and it's where the car go. It's this aspect. You're high, then you're low, and it's your emotions that's doing it. Suppressing. I was talking about that. When you don't deal with something, or you just suppressing it instead of facing it, there's only so long you can go before you explode. That's why normally myself when I'm going through something, I don't do anything. Like I love to work out, but I realize when I go through something, I stop. A lot of people they the opposite. When they go through things, they work out. They put that little anger and aggression and frustration all into their body. But for me, working out, it's like I do it because I enjoy it. I don't do it because I want to hurt myself. Because working out is not always the most funnest feeling ever, you know. Um, I do it because I enjoy doing it. Um, but it's just that's the only example I can give at the moment, other than me sleeping a lot. I love sleep, but there's a level to how much sleep a person should get before you realize they are in depression.com. And this is coming from a person who loves to sleep. Trust me. If I'm not doing anything, I'd rather be asleep, guaranteed. Um, but I even caught myself sleeping too doggone much. Like, hold on now, I'm falling into depression. What in the world is going on? Which is no good. That's why I was happy that I was feeling better. Honestly, it's only been a day, but what made me think about it, I thought I could be going into depression, and I just thought I ain't getting no sleep. Why not sleep? This is a person who loves to sleep. So how do I get upset that I get to get all the sleep that I want? But then I downloaded this app or whatever, and I realized yes, this is freaking depression. That's so intriguing. It's just something that people around me don't talk about. Even growing up, things like that, you just don't talk about it. It's just suppress it, move on. But it always resurfaces. And usually when it resurfaces, it's more intensified because it's been so prolonged of getting handled. How do you deal with grief? I talked about this before. I didn't get too deep into it. I just explained it. You realize there is no separation. You're never going to leave me, or you have never left me. That's how you deal with grief. If that person hasn't left out yet, you make sure you have no regrets. If they have already, forgive yourself. Move forward. This making me, I feel like I'm gonna keep going and going, because it's like breadcrumbs that connect to other dots, and it's so freaking intriguing. But it made me think about the translation that I just did for this week forecast. What did I name that? No, already did. That's what that name of that was. Conversations before a loved one leaves out, or a spouse. How do you proceed afterwards? I kind of want to use the example how people, they get married, but then they have, what's that called? A prenup for a just in case. You know, it's one of those aspects. And a lot of people don't have that. And then if your loved one pass out, you be stuck. Which I can understand. I'm kind of in that type of situation at the moment. No, I'm not a married woman, but I am in a past relationship setting. And it's just like, if I leave this setting, I don't have anything. It's a complete have to start over, which is something I've been seeking. But when you don't have friends and family, it's another situation. I have to learn that I am an orphan. I hate to laugh by that. I'm not laughing at orphans, trust me. I'm really not. It's just when I really think about my life, that's really what I am. And how it makes sense as to how I know that my foundation starts with my spouse. Like, I build off of my spouse. His family, or whoever you go, become my family. Like, it's like I get adopted into a family in that metaphor of a way. There's a lot of people don't ever understand that. They're just like, I don't need a spouse. We all got different life purposes, yo. But I feel like I'm going and going. Let me grab one more card from Cheryl, then I'm gonna wrap it up, because I'm getting sleepy, honestly. Tarot got for us. I think I'm gonna grab it out the middle of tarot. That's a tarot traveling deck, pardon me. Yeah, I'm getting sleepy. I heard in my throat getting raspy. I become a transformer. I'm just being sarcastic a little bit. Just a little bit. I normally say I become the boogeyman, but that's a different metaphor of a understanding. The boogeyman, just because I be dolled up sometime, and then, you know, right now I don't got my bright lips on, I ain't got my mascara on, my voice is over here cracking. Transforming over here. Windows of my heart. I'm letting you guys know me. Oh, am I opening up, Jesus? I'm just being sarcastic, but that's literally what that is. Windows of my heart. Opening it up. You're opening it up. You're allowing people to come close. Which is nice, because that actually is what's being offered. Love is being offered, but you have to open up. Because you're on guard. That came out too. Be on guard. I really feel like that's be on guard. Something you gotta be on guard about something. I want to say your energy. It gotta be that because I even noticed with myself. I'm a type of person who ain't supposed to be touched often. Like I just am not. Like I say it a lot, but some people don't understand certain aspects. But it's something like a cat. The only way I can explain it. I was into. Sometimes I am very, very, very oscillant of affection. Then there's times where it's like I literally do not want to be touched. But it's not a being funny aspect. It's just literally I need to be able to soak in my energy and all that without energy thieves. I think that's what it's called. But it's that, and that's that be on guard. It's one of those everybody can't get your energy. It's that. Oh man, I feel like that's a personal one for me. I'm sure you can relate to, but with me saying that, it makes a lot of sense to something that I just did and that I speak about a lot. But that's that. So remember, be kind. You are a reflection.